Hey,
honey.
hi.
I asked you for your pink because I know pink is your favorite color, so I wanted
It
to wear
is.
pink lipstick.
I love it. I love it. I was doing some orange stuff today, but I love it. Look at you. Go ahead on with them things, girl. Go ahead on.
Look how pretty she is. Like back then, she was
Oh,
killing
thank
them, and
you.
even now, look at her.
Hey, I'm trying to age gracefully. So I'm trying to keep these wrinkles at bay right now. So
What wrinkles?
that's right. That's it. What wrinkles? That's what I'm going for. What wrinkles?
Yeah, and the reason why I have you on my show is because you are a game changer, and I really want people to understand that you are a game changer. You are a woman that's always been about your business, and you used what you had. You a positive woman. You loved yourself, and you did what you did to like, you know what? I got it. Let me make money from it. Beauty, brains, and skills. So I really want people to take notes because you've been doing it for about 20 years, like your own thing. Like currently you're owner of Glitter Teas. So talk about what's Glitter Teas.
Well, Glitter Teas I started in 2002 when I was still in the entertainment business. And when I started it, it wasn't Glitter Teas, it was something else. But I started it because I knew then I needed to provide something that was going to carry me after the game, and something that was going to be, I was going to be able to provide for my family. I have I have two children, and one of them, he's an adult, and then I have a do-over baby, and she's 5. And so at that time, my son was my motivation. I was like, I can't do this forever, so I better make sure that I'm making my money work for me. So yeah, absolutely.
So even then, like, you even knew that with the industry that it was going to last forever. You was forward thinking back then. And again, that's so honorable because a lot of people think for the now. You thought for the future.
Absolutely. I absolutely was thinking for the future. I was thinking that at the time I wasn't even at a point where I was ready to get out the game, but I knew it wasn't going to last forever. And I was kind of like, I just bought a house and I was like 22, 23 years old. And I was just like, okay, what's next? And everybody in the game was always talking about walking away from the game with something. You don't want to be the person that's been doing this for X amount of time and then you don't have anything. And so that was kind of my motivation. It's like, I've got to buy a house. I've got to have a business. I've got to make my money. I can't do this forever. And so that was definitely the motivation behind it. And my son was, wholeheartedly, I was watching him and I was like, I don't want my kid to get of age and this is all his mom did. So yeah.
And even with your business now, you're still are making the mark and making sure that you're doing your end to curb the coronavirus. So what else are you doing?
Well, in reference to the coronavirus, I'm definitely trying to do some things to help my community with the coronavirus as best as I could. I mean, when the coronavirus popped off, I kind of was panicking and whatever. And I happened to start a hair cream line called Growth Factor Hair last August. And in the process of going through cosmeceuticals and learning the hair business and just all the things like that, I had to have a product in stock that was called Steramine. And Steramine is an industrial grade disinfectant. It kills HIV, SARS, all these other things. And I happen to have like a crap load of it, in stock because I had to have it for the hair cream. And when the coronavirus happened, I realized I had all this disinfectant that was just kind of sitting here. And so I was like, oh my God, nobody has, Lysol is still right now. You can't find it. And I was like, oh my God, I've got this disinfectant. What can I do? How can I help my community? And so I took the what I had and I offered it up and I made it available. My intention was never to get into, distribution of disinfectant tablets, but I started mailing it out. I was dropping it off. I was meeting people because, I just was like, if this is all I can do to help, then this is all I can do to help. Absolutely.
And I know your state or one of the states are planning on opening up soon. So they have to have that.
Today, I'm in the state of Texas, and today is day 1 that they decided they were going to start phase 1 of opening. So today in Texas, and I'm very lucky. I'm not in a big city in Texas. I'm not in Dallas. I'm not in Houston. I'm not in Austin. I'm in a little bitty town in East Texas called Longview, like population 2. No, not that small, but very small town. And up until now, I've been here 6 years. Up until now, I didn't appreciate this little bubble. But right now, we have under, I believe, 19 cases in our county that are not recovered yet. You know what I'm saying? So out of, I think, 49 cases out of 16 cities.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
only
really
19 of those 49, only 19 of those 49 have not yet been quoted as recovered. I think we're doing great. I think we're in a nice little bubble of protection here. So I'm, quite happy with where I am right now. So but
and
Texas is day one.
Because I'm in Jersey and we're number 2 with the coronavirus.
Yeah, I got a couple friends in Jersey I call and check on from time to time. I know that Jersey is really thick right now with it, and I'm praying for y'all. I'm hoping that God will just kind of like y'all president say, wash it away. It's just gonna go away. So I'm hoping that in a blink of an eye, we're gonna wake up and magically this is gonna be gone, and we're gonna say, well, what happened? It's gone. We're not worried about it no more.
So not only are we gonna wash it away, but with your sanitizer that you have, we're gonna.
Yeah, well, it's not my sanitizer. Yeah, it's not. Let me clear it up though, Freddie. It's not my sanitizer. I just bought it for my business and had a high supply of it, and I just wanted to give it away at the time because everybody was panicking. We didn't know what this was going to be. I was one of those people that was buying up the toilet paper, the paper towels. I was like, oh Lord, it's going to be Fear of the Walking Dead. That's in my mind, watching way too much Netflix. But I think the sanitizer was a lot of people used it. They got it, it gave them some sense of peace. So I was just happy to be able to be a part of that.
That's what's up. So now earlier you mentioned that you started this in 2002 while you was in the industry. How did you get introduced to the industry?
You see the look on my face?
Sorry.
How did I get started in the industry? Okay, well, as everybody knows, I was in the adult entertainment industry to begin with, and I have a long history, in that business. When I got in that business, I was, young, 20 years old. I wasn't doing it because it looked fun. I was doing it because I needed to feed my kid, and that was the opportunity that was available to me at the time, and I kind of jumped on it. I wasn't who I turned into at the time. Of course, nobody ever is. And once I had done it for about a year and a half, I got offered my first music video, which was Sleepy Brown from Atlanta. So, they're all the ATL, just all of that whole clique. And so we did their video, and I met Carolyn Brown, who is Bobby Brown's sister, is my agent. And hi, Carolyn. And,
hi, Carolyn.
Hi, Carolyn. And she basically propelled me through the roof in the music video land. Like, I had done so many major artists. I'd never done indie artists. I never got into any of that. But she basically propelled me through. Like, I did that one video, and I met her on the set of that video, and it just took off from there. Yeah.
And for people that don't know who Carolyn Brown is, she was also in a dancing group called Mecca, and she danced for Bobby Brown, Whitney Houston. So I think
Michael Jackson. Yeah. She's a beast. And she knows her stuff. Like, she's like a serious, you know what I'm saying? She's a serious agent. Like, she got me top dollar. Years later, we would hear the stories about how the video vixens weren't getting paid to be on sets, when my payday would be $5,000 and $10,000 to do one video, and that would be 1 day or 2 days at max. And she orchestrated that. Carolyn Brown was the one that said, no, this is, she's worth this. This is what you must pay. This is what her rate is. And she was able to orchestrate that for me. And as times changed, I started to hear stories. I was like, is that all y'all getting paid? Is this all this is? And yeah, but she's amazing. She's an amazing agent. She's absolutely amazing. Excuse me.
And something about Whyte Chocolate, like, not only she was getting paid top dollar, like, she was top name in Atlanta. Like, you were on demand. Like, from what I wasn't around in Atlanta at that time.
Right.
From what I was told, like, you hear the name Whyte Chocolate, but it's not just the name, it's the business. Like, you went on tour, you had your own merchandise, like, you made it into an entity. And that's why I want people to come out of here with, you knew her in the music videos, but she had a whole entity behind it. And to this day is still sustaining her.
Yeah, it is. It is. I still get royalty checks. You know, I did a couple movies. I did the movie ATL with T.I. I did a bunch of stage plays. I had a lot of writers and directors, Nidra Simone. I had a lot of people that backed me and that believed in me. You know, I was able to parlay being in the entertainment business into a career. You know, I signed to No Limit Records. I signed to Universal Records as a recording artist. And I did a lot. You know, I did a lot. And I'm happy to have been a part of that. Like, I'm absolutely thrilled that I was a part of that.
Now, what is the advice that you would give women who, because for you to make money like how you did, you have to have a certain level of confidence. So what was something that you used to tell yourself back then that you're able, that you could, that led you to do all the successes that you did? Because it takes a lot. I'm still learning at my age now. So I'm trying to take some notes from you.
Okay, so what was a piece of advice that I could give people about being having self-confidence and well, for one thing, you have to believe that you're worth something. You know, a lot of people we all teeter-totter on the scared. You know, we're on the fence of, am I worth this or maybe not? You know, am I that chick? You know, will they pay, you know, for my appearance? Will they pay for my product? Will they pay for my services? You know, am I, you know, that person? And the confidence, it doesn't just magically appear. You have to believe in your product. And if you are your product, you've got to believe in your product. I mean, period, point blank. I mean, it took a lot of times that Carolyn Brown would be patting me on my back saying, hey, you know, you Whyte Chocolate, you the best in the business. And even if I didn't feel that, you know, there would be many flights that she would put me on to go to New York, or when I shot The Source, or when I shot The Vibe, or when I was doing BET 106 in Park with Master P. You know, when I was doing all of those things, when I was showing up, I'm like any other person. I didn't believe I was worthy. You know, I just knew that, hey, this was an opportunity that was in front of me and I had to make the most of it. So the best advice that I can give people is you have to believe in your own worth for anybody else to believe in it. You can't sell somebody a product you don't believe in. And you got to remember that in life, whether you're selling a physical product, a service, or you're selling your appearance, it is something for sale. It's a merchandise. It is something that people are going to pay for, period, point blank. And if you want them to buy it, you got to believe in it.
And one thing I respect about you is that a lot of people tend to shy away from making their appearance a moneymaker. You owned it and you did it, and you're unapologetic about it.
Not at all. Not sorry at all, Freddie. Not sorry at all. Do I, if I had opportunity to do it different, yeah, would I have done it a little different? But I think that I came out the gate strong in the game. Like I wasn't a drinker. I wasn't a smoker. I wasn't the chick you was going to find in the after hour spot. You might could catch me at Waffle House, but that was pretty much it. And in order to stay in demand, in order to stay in demand, you had to stay unavailable. You had to stay unattainable, because if it's just like anything else, if the market is oversaturated with something, then what makes your product any better? So I'm the product, I'm the brand. And if I want everybody to be after this brand, then this brand can't be attainable by everybody. Everybody can't have this brand. Everybody can't be privy to it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hold back a little bit, so that way they come to where you want them to come to, So that's pretty much what that is. So.
And at the time that you were in the industry, like, I think this is when, music started to change, and, video vixens really took over. And for a while, it was like, depends on, either you love them or you hate them. So in your opinion, how did video vixens change the game?
I think video vixens changed the game because we became not just the deal breakers. I mean, you got to think about it. Everybody is visual. You can hear music and you can vibe to it, and it can make you feel some kind of way, but it's storytelling. And that's what music videos were. They were telling a story. So that is how the artist would sell the music. It was, again, going back to the sales. I've been in marketing my whole life, and people ask me, how did I get famous? And I said, I came along before there was a Facebook, before there was an Instagram, and there was no Facebook. We had MySpace. And I think we had MySpace and Black Planet, but we didn't have all of that back then. And I think that how I became famous in the realistic, like I could tell you verbatim, was that I did some marketing. And the marketing was that after every project that I would do, I would order 5,000 UV coated full color flyers, and I would make a beautiful picture of me, something hot, something sexy, and I would put on there, "Have you seen me lately?" And it would have a list of my last like 10 projects. When I was in the stores, I was in Vibe, I was in Black Men's, I was, I went to 106 in Park, I did this, whatever I did, it was on the list. And I had a website, and that is how I gained the momentum, you know what I'm saying? And it just kind of spread. But yeah, video vixens changed the game because the artists use the vixens and the videos to tell the story of their music. And like anything that's good on TV, it was entertaining. So yeah.
And then also, it's so funny, not so funny, but it's interesting how every generation we view women differently, right? If they don't, then we go from very conservative to now body positive. Like what you guys did as video vixens, look what Meg Thee Stallion is doing. Look what City Girls are doing.
Yeah. No, I mean, it blows me away, like just how the game has changed and how they have access to so much that we didn't have back then. And I'm happy for them. I mean, if you have the platform, I tell you full-heartedly take advantage of it.
So now you went from like known to Atlanta to known in the world being in the TipDrill's video.
Yeah, and isn't that ironic? After I did 30-something music videos for all major artists like Fabulous and Nate Dogg and Master P, and I mean, oh my God, like P.D. Pablo, I've done nothing but major artists. And the TipDrill's video was the last video I did. And that video, that was the last video I did. That was it. That was the very last one. And it was ironic because I'd done 30. Like, if you look at my resume, it's long. Like, it's super long. I've done Boost Mobile commercials and Colgate ads and all those things. But the TipDrill's video was the very last video. I was on my way out. I had transitioned into trying to do more stage plays and, like I said, movies and commercials and things like that. But I had done a few Nelly videos before, and Benny Boom was the director, and of course Carolyn was the agent. And they said, "Hey, we're gonna do this video for Nelly." And of course, back then, if you said Nelly's in the video, he wants you in it, who am I to say no? It's like, no, we're absolutely gonna do this video. So we did. It wasn't scripted. It wasn't pre-planned. It wasn't. We weren't sitting around saying, "You're gonna do this. You're gonna do this." No, literally, they said, "This is what time we gotta be there." Blah blah blah. We got there, and it had a life of its own.
And apparently, that one infamous scene with the credit card, allegedly, that was your idea.
No, well, okay. I don't think it was anyone's. Again, I said it wasn't scripted, and again, the whole. If you could see the video, if you watch the video again, whether the edited version or the uncut version, you can tell by the footage that we were really genuinely just having a good time, like as a whole. Even though there were different scenes and they were shooting all through the night and stuff like that, but that particular scene. It was outside, it was daylight, we were hot, we were laughing, having a good time, and just really, basically, excuse my French, talking shit. Like that's what we were doing. And the thing came up, and I honestly cannot look back and say it was anybody's idea. Oh, swipe the card. It just happened, and it was an epic moment in TV. Like that's just really what it was. And I mean, it had a whole lot more. It took off way more than I thought it was gonna take off. When they did the credit card swipe, I didn't feel demeaned. I didn't feel degraded. I didn't feel like, oh my God. Again, I've been in marketing my whole life, and I believe that you're supposed to pay for the product that you want. And it was it kind of fell inside with that, and it was like, oh, you swipe the credit card down the crack of your butt. Nobody at that moment was like, that's a bad thing. There were women and people later that came on and said it was, oh, that's so degrading, that's so bad, that's so this, and it was nothing like that. I am an artist. I'm a video vixen. I was paid to do a job. I was paid to be there to be entertaining, and I did my job, and I did it well. So I did.
Oh yes, you did.
I'm not mad about it. Yeah, I'm not mad about it. Not at all. No, not mad.
I can tell you where I was. I can tell you. I can tell you exactly where I was when I saw it, and that's probably like one of the top things I remember. And even to this day, when I tell people like, hey, I'm interviewing, it's like, you're interviewing her. Like the fact that people still remember, great marketing at the end of the day.
It blows me away because I don't know that video. We shot that video in 2004. So what is it? 16, what is that? 14 years later?
Yeah,
Like
about
that's
14,
16
15,
years.
yeah.
I can't even count right now. Like I literally need to get a piece of paper and count. But it's been over a decade and people are still talking about it. I still get memes. I still get invites. I still get tip drill, all kinds of stuff. And it's so ironic. And I was just talking to Carolyn not too long ago, and I was saying, oh my God, this video is still, you know what I mean? There are people that have named themselves after the video. There are other dancers. There's magazines. There's websites. There's product that has come out and they've named themselves Tip Drill. I'm not Tip Drill. You know what I'm saying? The name of the song was Tip Drill and the video was Tip Drill. But that's how impactful it was for our generation at the time.
And just
Good
to let y'all
entertainment.
know what
Great entertainment.
Whyte Chocolate stands for is wealth creator. I just want to let y'all
Hey,
know. That's what,
I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna now see. I'll have to cut you in because I'll have to turn that into a product.
take it, girl. Take it.
I love it. I'll have to turn it into a product.
You the wealth creator, and I respect. You know, like I said, what you've done challenged me as a woman to be like, you know what? Stop being unapologetic with what I have. Beauty,
Yeah.
brains, whatever. You did it back in the days where I'm just like, no. And I remember in one of your videos, you're just like, people out here saying, I have degrees, but you're in debt. Look what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, I did. There was a lot of documentaries done on me. There was a lot of documentaries done about the era and the video vixen and the adult entertainment industry. And I was a dancer. Okay, so I was a stripper. Like I that's what I did in that timeline that I did it. But I wasn't a prostitute. I wasn't escort. I wasn't any of those. And there's no judging against those industries.
That's
but but that wasn't a part of what I was doing. I literally was in a club working to make money to feed my kid, and an opportunity presented itself, and I just basically took that opportunity and ran with it. And I think wholeheartedly that is what so many of the fellow industry people have lacked to do. You know, everybody wants to own a business. Everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to be famous. But I don't want to be famous anymore. Now I just want to be able to provide for my kid. It's different. The way that I think is different now. You know, even then, I don't think I was doing the videos because I wanted to be famous. I was doing the video because them damn paydays was good. You know, like Carolyn was going to work. And to get residual checks from doing Boost Mobile commercials and Colgate and Dee Wells was, you know, calling these agents, and they were calling, you know, all these different directors and saying, you have to have her. And then they were coming to me and saying, yeah, we got to have her. That said, hey, you know, this is a product and people want your product. And that's, you know, that's what it was. So,
and then
yeah.
You retired, you know, you retired from the industry because you said that was your last video.
That was the last video. And it wasn't my last, like I shot that video and maybe I got out the game completely. That was my last music video. And I did a couple, like I said, I did a couple other plays and projects after that. I got married, divorced, remarried, and basically left and just completely left the game. I didn't have a bowing out party or retirement party or anything like that. I just, you know, my husband came, and he wasn't my husband at the time, and he said, hey, we finna throw these deuces up. And I think I was at a point where I felt like I was never gonna get out the game if I didn't leave. And I built up so much in Atlanta, I was kind of like, do I leave? Do I go? Do I stay? Do I go? You know what I mean? Where's the opportunity? But I'm so glad that I did leave because it put me on a different path. It took what I already knew about the game and allowed me to apply it in a different project. So.
And now you're ordained minister.
I am. I got a potty mouth, but I'm a preacher. Yeah. Yeah.
But you know why I like that?
I'm a preacher.
You know why I like that? Because there's a lot of people that tend to forget where they came from. And you can tell when they're preaching it's not authentic. So the fact that you're like, yes, I did this, but this is where I'm at now. It comes out more authentic.
Yeah. I became an ordained minister a few years ago after I've always had a lot of, I feel like I've been favored by God. Like I feel like God has been sitting on my shoulders. You know, I've been through a lot in my life. We all have a story. But my story is my story. And I went through a lot. and I was I kind of always was preaching and always was trying to pour into people, and not necessarily ministering to them, but just maybe mentoring to them, and just having these conversations. You know, I was having brainstorming sessions with people just about life, and hey, don't fall victim, and you got to make the most out of your situation no matter what your situation is, and you got to think outside the box. You cannot be dormant. You have to get up and go to work. You cannot fall into, you know, this victim mode, like, oh, woe is me, I lost my job and I don't have any way to do this, this, and this. And we're all allowed to have some version of a pity party, but that can't be all the time. And what had happened was I found myself making motivational videos, or the 15-second or 60-second videos, just saying, hey, you know, just thank God for what he got for you. You know what I'm saying? Just hang on. Something better is coming. And as I began to do that, I've started getting a lot more positive feedback. And it was amazing. So it made me be like, I want to go down this path with God. I want to go see what God got for me. I want to go see, can I be a little bit more into it? And when I went to go, that's how I decided, like, I didn't think about it. Hadn't researched it. Literally, I walked in one day. I remember, this is really a TMI, but I walked in my house one day, and I have my little toddler, and I was kind of like, I don't know. I had a talk with God, and something said, you should get ordained, like literally like that. And within
your intuition.
I didn't research it. I didn't take no long time to think about it. By that evening, I had done the research. I looked up seminary. I did what I was supposed to do, and I became ordained. Like, you know, so I didn't have to think about it. When God puts something in front of you, you know it's him, and you don't have to think about it. You just leap. You just do it.
And I know you only got a few seconds left. Real quick, I saw Caroline just jumped on the lady.
Oh, did she? I can't see. Hey, Caroline. Y'all call it Caroline. Carolyn.
I think I say Caroline. I be calling it Caroline because my neighbors call it Caroline, but Carolyn.
Carolyn. She's a waymaker.
So again, real quick, just again, she makes face masks. So if you guys need face masks during this time, please go to www.glittertees.
glittertees.com. And I've got a new product. I do want to touch on this while I have this great audience paying attention. Again, goes back to helping people. You know, I'm human. I'm a human being, and I'm a human being, and I have problems like everybody else, and I suffer from an autoimmunity. It's called alopecia, and it makes your hair fall out. And I've suffered from it for 20 years, and you know, it comes. I'll get a bald patch somewhere, and then it'll go away. You know, and I think after I gave birth 20 years later, after my first child, it changed my body, and I started to get those problems. And so I went through a lot of research and was trying a bunch of different products, and nothing was working. I was like, listen, again, when it's something for you, you won't have to think about it. And I realized, hey, I can make something. And so I put in the work. I went through cosmeceuticals. I worked with formularies. You know, we came up with a product that was all natural, that had to work for me. It wasn't about, at that time, let me put it on the mass market. It was about, I got to come up with something that worked for me, because what everybody else was selling, it either smelled good, looked good, some of it might have worked, but I was like, no, I got to come up with something for me. And so that's how I came up with Growth Factor Hair. And the product worked. And after I had it, and it was growing my hair back, and I've got lots of before and after pictures, I decided, hey, I should make this available. And because at the time I wasn't in it for the money, I could beat everybody else out on pricing. And I still, to this day, like, there's not anybody selling any product like this at they're not gonna go that low, you know, because for us, it's just kind of like, you know, I want you to have it. I want you to be able to. So I've really enjoyed doing things that make me happy. So that's kind of a big part of it.
Again, thank you, because I know you're so busy, and I appreciate you taking the time out.
No, I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, earlier, you remember, I think I talked to you, and I was like, you was like, I'm excited. I said, yeah, I'm not. Like, I'm tired. I didn't get any sleep. I've been up. I have a huge, I'm gonna show you something. You're gonna laugh at this.
I can't wait to see it.
So wait, I have tons of masks that have not been sold yet.
Wow.
Okay, I'm busy. I don't particularly have time, you know, to do hair and makeup and sit down and have a conversation with somebody. But it has been my pleasure to talk to you today. It has been my honor Thank you so much for having me and letting me just be on here and share my story. And I mean, hey, listen, you're doing a great work. I'm watching you. I know that you're gonna get your brand where you want it to be, and your interviews are great, and you're awesome, and you're beautiful, and you're smart and pretty. I'm telling you, you're gonna win. You just gotta keep pushing through, babe. Just gotta keep pushing through.
Thank you. And again, just to promote her one more time, she has Growth Hair, the product.
Yeah, growthfactorhair.com.
Growth Factor
Hair. And glittertees.com. Yeah. Yeah.
So if y'all need y'all masks, you know, she custom makes it too. So it's
yeah,
not one
yeah.
of these plain blue
yeah,
ones.
Yeah, and I gotta send you one. Yeah, Carolyn, I did some really beautiful work for Carolyn, and that was an accident. The mask was not what we intended to do, you know. So glittertees.com has been my business for the last 16, 17 years, and I love my product. And then Growth Factor Hair came about last year, and we're really diving into it and just trying to create things that actually work. And we're not in it necessarily for the money. You know, we want to make some money. You know, everything is about making money and sustaining, but we want to produce good quality products across the board. I love what I do. I love my customers. I love my friends. I love the people that I work with. I love my affiliates. We also, lastly, also are trying to help other people generate income for themselves, not just now. We've been always had a brand partner program where people could make money off of our product, and we kind of handhold and we mentor and we talk and we brainstorm with you daily to try to help you make money, and it's free to join, and we've expanded it and raised the profits and everything. So we're just trying to be as involved as we possibly can, as much as we can. Yeah.
And I appreciate you again. You taught me a few things. You reiterated a lot of things. Again, for women, don't be ashamed of your product. If you your product,
no,
make money from it.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Absolutely.
And you taught me that.
Absolutely. What? Yeah. You gotta own it. Own it. Whatever it is, own it. I mean, don't be. Oh, I don't think it's gonna work. We're all gonna second guess ourselves. It's many nights that I kind of be like, I don't, but. You got to take leaps of faith. They're called leaps of faith for a reason. You got to have faith that it's going to work. And not everything is going to work. So when you know that thing, try again. You just keep trying until something pops. You keep enough pots on the stove, something is going to boil. I promise. Yeah.
Again, thank you so much. You got to get back to what you got to do. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Yes, absolutely. It's 3:30. I got to get back to work. So absolutely. But Freddie, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I wish you the very best. I'll be praying for you. And if you need anything, don't hesitate to let me know.
All right, Miss Wealth Creator.
All right. Hey, now listen, don't be coming after me for copyright, because I'm going to put that on something.
Y'all hear this right now. She can have it. She is Wealth Creator.
Okay, absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.
Again, that